We keep saying the agent uses a tool, the model calls a function. But how does that actually work? A language model only outputs text. It can't reach out and run your code by itself. So how does typing turn into doing? The answer is a neat, surprisingly simple mechanism called function calling, and understanding it demystifies the whole thing. Welcome back to AI in 5. Here's the key insight, and it's a big one for safety. The model never actually runs anything itself. It only proposes an action. It outputs a structured request that says, in effect, please run the search tool with this query. Then your code, your software around the model, decides whether to actually run it, and does the running. The model proposes, your code executes. That separation is the heart of the whole system. It's a little four-step handshake. First, you describe the available tools to the model, their names, and what inputs they need. Second, when the model wants to act, it outputs a structured request naming a tool and its inputs. Third, your code catches that request and actually runs the real function. Fourth, you feed the result back to the model, which reads it and continues reasoning. Describe, request, run, return. That loop is function calling. The crucial detail is that the request is structured, not chatty prose. Instead of writing, hey, maybe go search for the weather, the model outputs something clean and machine-readable, like tool, get weather, city, Paris. A tidy little form with labeled fields. That structure is what lets your code reliably read the request, grab the inputs, and run the right function, with no guessing about what the model meant. Predictable in, predictable out. So the model can produce two kinds of output. A plain text reply, normal sentences meant for a human to read, no action involved. Or a function call, a structured request meant for your code to execute, which triggers a real action. The model decides which one fits the moment, chat back, or call a tool. Same model, two modes, and function calling is what bridges its words into your software's actions. For this to work, there's a contract between the model and each tool. You tell the model the tool's name, a clear description of what it does and when to use it, and exactly what inputs it expects, like a city name as text or an amount as a number. The model honors that contract when it makes a call. A clear, well-written tool description is one of the biggest factors in whether an agent uses its tools correctly. Why insist on all this structure? Because it makes everything reliable and safe. Structured calls are easy for your code to parse, with no fragile guessing. You can validate a request before running it. Is this a real tool? Are the inputs sensible? And you can reject malformed or dangerous requests before anything happens. Structure turns the model's intentions into something your code can check, trust, and control. It's the difference between a system and a mess. And here's the safety superpower hiding in plain sight. Because the model only proposes, your code is the gatekeeper for every action. The model decides what it wants to do, but your code decides whether it actually happens. You can require approval, block risky calls, enforce limits, all at that gate. The model is never truly off the leash. Your software always sits between its intention and the real world. That's how you stay in control. So function calling is the handshake that turns the model's words into real actions. It proposes a structured request, and your code chooses whether to run it. That gate is exactly where you control how much freedom an agent gets. And how much freedom to grant is its own big question. Tomorrow, we wrap the module's core with levels of autonomy. See you tomorrow on AI in 5.